is Erika Kirk. How did she really just graduate from an apparent stay-at-home mother to suddenly being qualified to submit financial, academic, and military morale reports to the Defense Secretary of the United States?
By the way, I never went to the island. I never had the privilege of going to his island. And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island.
Because of the scandal, Candace says she believes that Erika knew Trump as well as Epstein well before she knew Charlie Kirk. This is huge. So the connection could be not just through the pageants that Trump was running.
Something strange is happening in Washington, and the internet can't stop talking about it. A woman with almost no traditional political credentials suddenly finds herself sitting on the board of one of America's most prestigious military institutions. And now, commentator Candace Owens is making a claim so explosive that it has sent shockwaves across social media. According to Owens, Erika Kirk might be holding something over Donald Trump's head, something powerful enough to explain why she keeps appearing in positions of influence.
Yesterday, burgers and fries. Look at this. Erika Kirk saying, "I want to enjoy eating my In-N-Out burger and my hot fudge sundae." Right after this, she says, "I'm wanting to be with my In-N-Out burger and my chocolate milkshake." What a coincidence that Ghislaine Maxwell also referenced going to In-N-Out burger after Epstein passed, allegedly. Ghislaine in that picture eating fries and a burger with, what is that? A milkshake.
The theory? Blackmail. And if the timeline people are piecing together online is even partially true, the story behind Erika Kirk's rise could be far more complicated than anyone expected. The controversy started when news broke that Erika Kirk had been appointed to the United States Air Force Academy Board of Visitors. On paper, the role is anything but symbolic. Members of the board are responsible for inspecting academy operations, reviewing academic and military training programs, and making recommendations directly affecting the future of the institution. In other words, it's a serious position usually filled by military leaders, lawmakers, or national security experts. So when Erika's name appeared on that list, the internet immediately had one question: how exactly did she get there? Critics quickly pointed out that Erika's public background doesn't exactly resemble the typical resume of someone advising the Air Force. Before stepping into the political spotlight, she was known primarily for her involvement in beauty pageants, acting gigs, and her marriage to conservative activist Charlie Kirk. That alone raised eyebrows. But things escalated when online commentators began questioning her academic credentials as well. Some claimed that details about her degree didn't seem to line up with the timeline of when certain programs were offered. Whether those claims hold up or not, the controversy was enough to fuel an already growing wave of speculation. And that's where Candace Owens entered the conversation. Owens didn't just question Erika's qualifications. She went much further, suggesting that there might be a deeper explanation for why someone with such an unconventional background would suddenly be elevated into influential circles. In her commentary, Owens hinted that Erika might know something about powerful figures from the past, something that could explain why she's been placed in positions that seem, at least on the surface, far beyond her experience level. The implication immediately caught fire online, especially because of the names that started appearing in the discussion. One of those names was Jeffrey Epstein. As internet sleuths dug through old records and timelines, they began noticing overlapping connections between various people who once operated in similar social circles. Some pointed to Erika's earlier modeling and entertainment industry connections, noting that many figures in those industries often cross paths with powerful business and political elites. Others highlighted old rumors and unverified claims circulating online.
Erika begins tweeting about being a casting recruiter in LA, and then between 2015 and 2017, she's confirmed with multiple people who worked at Next Model Management, multiple people, that Erika is seen taking multiple meetings at Next Model Agency. And if you know, and if you've been following the Epstein files, this is one of the agencies where there were a lot of girls, beeped through, okay?
Attempting to draw connections between those circles and the larger Epstein network that has remained the subject of intense public scrutiny for years. None of these theories have been proven, but the speculation alone has been enough to turn Erika Kirk into one of the most talked about figures in political gossip spaces, and the timeline only adds more intrigue. Not long after the sudden death of her husband, Charlie Kirk, Erika appeared to step further into the public eye. Instead of retreating from politics, she seemed to gain more visibility, eventually culminating in her appointment to the Air Force Academy Board. For some observers, the timing felt almost coincidental. Social media discussions quickly shifted from questioning Erika's qualifications to asking a different question entirely. Why would someone at the highest levels of government take such a risk by appointing a figure whose background was already generating so many questions? Supporters argue that appointments like these often include outsiders from media or advocacy.
Modeling agency that Epstein was using to women. So there's lots of connections here, and Candace calls it a lot of synergy between Epstein and Erika Kirk.
Backgrounds. Critics, however, believe the situation deserves closer scrutiny. Candace Owens leaned heavily into the skepticism. In her commentary, she mocked the idea that Erika's appointment was purely about expertise, sarcastically suggesting that if the trend continued, she might as well be given control over the entire defense establishment. The remark was meant to highlight what Owens sees as a broader problem with political appointments, but it also reignited the theory that something more complicated could be happening behind the scenes. Meanwhile, new allegations circulating online have only added more fuel to the fire. Some resurfaced documents and past claims involving high-profile figures and the Epstein scandal have re-entered public discussion, leading certain commentators to speculate that individuals connected to those social circles might still hold information that has never fully come to light. Again, none of this has been confirmed in court, and much of it remains firmly in the realm of speculation. But in today's internet landscape, speculation can spread faster than facts. That's exactly why the story keeps evolving. Every new detail, whether it's an old photo, a resurfaced connection, or a controversial social media post, gets dissected by thousands of online commentators looking for patterns. Some believe the theories are exaggerated political drama. Others insist there are too many coincidences to ignore, and Erika herself has largely remained silent amid the growing storm of attention, which only makes the mystery feel even bigger. What's making people particularly uneasy is the contrast between public messaging and private relationships.
Why is he files and just doing whatever Israel wants?
Over the years, many political figures have tried to distance themselves from controversial individuals tied to the Epstein saga. Public statements repeatedly emphasize minimal contact or casual acquaintances. But when someone connected to those broader social circles suddenly appears close to political power, it inevitably raises new questions. And those questions are exactly what's driving the viral discussions now. Because if the theories circulating online are wrong, then Erika Kirk's rise could simply be another example of politics, bringing unexpected figures into the spotlight. But if there's even a fragment of truth hidden inside those rumors, the implications could be enormous. It would mean that the story isn't really about an appointment to a military advisory board at all. It would be about secrets. Secrets that powerful people may desperately want to keep buried. For now, there's no confirmed evidence supporting the most dramatic claims being made online. But the conversation isn't slowing down anytime soon. Candace Owens' comments have already ensured that the speculation will keep spreading, and every new development will only push the story further.
Speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
You maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Into the spotlight, because in the world of politics and celebrity influence, one thing is always true: when someone suddenly rises to power and nobody can quite explain why, people start looking for answers. And until those answers appear, the theories surrounding Erika Kirk, Donald Trump, and the lingering shadows of the Epstein scandal are likely to keep dominating the internet's most heated debates.